Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. All right, welcome to fucking round 3 of trying to record a fireside podcast. This is No Sleep Till Beaverton. Hell yeah. How we doing, boys?
Yeah.
It's a good thing that we're funny because we're not good. It's
That just got
so
me really
many other
amped up.
things.
That was really good. Sorry
That
to
was a
interrupt.
good. No, that was good. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we've been trying. The only thing keeping us through has been raw talent and charisma, because our photo shooting and just retaining skills are bad.
When I got fired from my last job, my CEO, who's only a few years older than me, literally said, "You know, we only kept you around because you're funny, right?" And I made six figures.
Great though.
It is funny.
To be a 6-figure personality hire.
Oh, dude, I didn't even deny it. I was like, I know. Which is also how I know I can't work a real job.
I am hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, so you're saying I'm very funny.
So you're saying I should pursue comedy?
Yeah. He was, well, you know.
Yeah. Here you are.
What were we talking about earlier? All you did was get high in the IDF.
That's not all I did. I didn't actually get high in the IDF, like in the army, not when I was at home. When I was home, I was getting high for the most of it. But
Wait,
when
you just said you moved rooms to get high.
You said you moved the war room specifically.
I did do that. I'm just saying that, like, I started getting high in the army, like, in base pretty late in my service, when I really stopped giving a f***. But yeah, one time me and my war room like partner, we wanted to get high with a friend of ours who was leaving base, and he had this like insanely good weed that you don't get back home. So we like did a follow me on the phones. We moved the computer over, and we unofficially on a Friday night moved the war room from the war room to the server room, because it had like giant fans in the back, and just got absolutely blazed while also taking like calls from Gaza.
I just want to clarify for all the hippies out there that weed is not strong enough to solve world peace.
No,
You guys were all ripped
even.
as hell and then still just mowing down children from modest Yahoo.
Can you explain what the war room? Because so in my mind, when I see the war room, I see that picture of Obama and Hillary for the Osama. Like, I think that's like top officials doing like the covert.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes and no. Like, here's the thing. That happens when you're at like a high level war room, but you got a war room.
You were just high
on every base.
Sure.
Great joke.
Please clip that.
War room 247.
So the war room was computers and maps.
Yeah, it was computers and maps. It was frequencies and like maps and whatever. And for the most part, like, I would do 12-hour shifts, but I would spend like, I did 12-hour shifts, 7 days on, 7 days off for 2.5 years, and I went completely insane. And for about 8 hours out of that 12, most days you wouldn't do much.
So you never shot anyone?
No, I never shot anyone.
That's so lame.
That's why my war crimes joke is about prank calling people.
Information guy.
Yeah.
Were you in a mixed gender unit?
I was, yes.
Were they hot?
Who's the hottest one?
Yeah.
Name them.
Name them now, yeah. Shout them out.
Sarah.
Yeah, it was definitely a Sarah.
It was Sarah.
No, you know what? I'm going to with you for a second. Because the most common girl's name in Israel is Noah. Because it's not Noah, it's Noah. Does that make sense?
No.
Because the name that you say as Noah is Noach. That's that's how you pronounce the guy from the Bible with the flood.
Yeah.
Noach. Noach.
Right.
Yeah. So Noah, completely different name, girl's name.
So in like how in Spanish, how there's feminine and male verbs, in Hebrew it's just how much phlegm you spit through your teeth in order to say a name. You fail Hebrew class because you're like, you didn't vomit on your paper.
Dude, it was like when I was taking Russian, and they were like, "It's gi," and I was like, "Gi," and he goes, "No, it's gi." And I go, "Oh, it's gi." No, it's gi.
The spit's in my eyes.
It's gi.
I can't see.
Spasiba.
That's cool. We just play Five Finger Death Punch and Humvees when we kill Middle Easterners. That is, Five Finger Death Punch is that and Avenged Sevenfold. Those are the bands for 20-year-old.
What was their big song?
Which one?
Avenged Sevenfold? Backcountry.
Yeah, they have several big songs.
Yeah.
They're all
That's
the same.
a fun song.
It's a great song.
It's a fun song. I like that song.
I like that song a lot.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah. we play the music we stole from them.
Just like white people in America.
Yeah,
we're
like,
so similar.
We're like, we play ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and then we
No, it is fucked up because when you drive, you play your chime Middle Eastern music.
I liked the Israeli rap.
Well, what's fucked is that we're
good.
driving like a 3-ton vehicle with the wheels falling off at 90 miles an hour, and that shit's playing, and his head's bobbing, and I do feel like I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On whose side do you feel like you're on?
Oh God.
Because honestly, us driving through like rural California, we can be mistaken for ISIS.
I can't be mistaken for ISIS.
With me behind the wheels playing my music.
No, we're just gonna pretend we took you hostage.
And that white,
I could be mistaken as a guitarist for a band
Dude.
called ISIS.
giant white Chevy Suburban. This guy behind the wheel,
Yeah.
playing that music.
That is true.
Full of wires in the back.
That is a propane tank.
Yeah.
Propane.
Yeah.
Propane
Heater.
tank.
The space heater.
The ISIS, they have better production value than our podcast.
They also have really nice Toyota trucks.
They do. They have better cars and
Yes.
better film.
Say what you will about
They have
ISIS.
better videography.
When they try to film a beheading, I bet they record every single one.
Have you noticed that they increase the contrast? Like, they do a good job of making the shadows. Like, it's.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who's seen the
Yeah,
videos?
because they got video editing from some 21-year-old German guy. They convinced he was doing God's work.
Yeah,
Dude, I love those articles.
Imagine that moment though, like the moment we had earlier when like they're finished and the head's on the ground and the guy's like, "Oh fuck! It only got the intro."
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, man, I ran out of
that was
space.
the worst part.
Yeah, it's all we got was the fucking
Grab another
yelling.
one.
Bring him in.
New box
Dude,
cutter.
This is the last time you can do this. Next time you're
You're underneath there.
man, the
Muhammad.
lens was on.
it's like, oh man,
Can you imagine
forgot
being
the memory
beheaded
card.
and like your last memory wasn't even recorded? Like that was your least. That was your saving grace. Is you're being
Can
cut.
you imagine your last memory being like, wait, you gotta do that again. And you're just like,
The lights off. They never do the clean sweeps either. They did the gnawing.
Yeah, they
cut
saw.
it. Yeah, they saw. They're not like the knights. They don't do like one clean.
Yeah,
I was
they don't
reading,
have no respect, these ISIS.
No.
I was reading an
Yeah.
article about
Beheadings used to mean
a
something.
dictator recently, and excuse me, it was a country I'm blanking on the name of, but one way he famously killed a bunch of dissidents was he went to a soccer field and he buried all of them up to their heads and then let loose fire ants.
Jesus.
And it took a day or two, but they ate every piece of flesh off of their heads. And that, I think, is the worst way I've heard of going out. Especially because, you know how bad that would tickle?
You've been thinking about that. I can tell.
thought of it. No, I didn't.
I'm really happy that you're proud right now, genuinely. But I'm gonna punch it.
I was obsessed with torture methods growing up. Not doing them, but reading about them. They fascinate me.
I had those phases too.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your favorite?
I like anything that involves with stretching.
Oh, God.
Pulling.
Like
I like
the
the pulling.
Dude,
and
they
the
did-
popping.
I always kind of like those because I was like, oh, well, I might be taller.
They just
This might
pop
help me
every one of your limbs dislocates and they all snap.
It seemed to be the one that you could make last. In my mind, make last the
yeah,
longest.
they do one notch at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Scaphism is fucked. Do you know
What's
what scaphism? Scaphism is where they take basically two canoes or a barrel and they put you in it with your limbs out and they force feed you honey and berries and then you shit yourself inside the canoe and they put you on a stagnant pond and then mosquitoes and bugs come and just pick at you and lay eggs and shit and you just keep shitting and getting dysentery and you burn from the sun and then you die from bugs and sun and shit.
Man, you had me up until shitting yourself because like when you
Kind of funny, right?
berries and honey, like they force feed you berries and honey. I was like, okay,
And you're just on the water, you just have a day off. That's what American capitalism has done to us. Where we're like, you tell me I get 3 days off work on a pond somewhere.
Way to make it about being a leftist, Dennison. Way to take our fun hanging out.
Man, we're
podcast
talking
and
about
make it-
fucking dying from dysentery, dog.
Yeah.
well-
We gotta make it about Obama.
We can jump into hebephilia if you want to do that.
Oh my God,
think that
no. That should be left on the
Being a
podcast
cool
that was not recorded.
we'll leave that one off.
Yeah, there's
Sorry,
a
being
reason
like a
that podcast
natural,
wasn't
cool
recorded,
guy.
and that is God giving us a mulligan.
Listen, in the 1700s for years, women were ripe at 14. Please add a laugh track.
We can add the badum on the Zoom. What is it with women not being ripe at 14?
He dated an 18-year-old with great tits. 17.
She was under 18.
Yeah, she was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ethan Phillip brought it up to him once.
I love Ethan. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pot. Too big for the car.
Way too fucking fat for the car, Ethan.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
But you know this.
You
know this. Way too aggressively gay for the car too.
Yeah.
He would constantly try to fuck us.
It's like, you know those people who keep like a bear as a pet? And they're like, but it likes us.
Except it's not trying to kill you. It's just trying to fuck you.
You're like, the anaconda is great with the 5-year-olds. Until the one day it's not. Oh, man.
Yeah, I read this story about a woman who used to sleep with her snake, like in her bed, and then it would always like be in like a little ball, and then it started like sleeping like along the bed and like
It sizes you up.
Yeah,
It
it
measures you.
She went to the dentist. She went to the vet, and she was like, "Why is it doing that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's trying to figure out if it's big enough to eat you."
Yeah. Reptiles have no emotions. Like people, like scientists know that they don't have emotions. They're computers. You can't trust it. Like,
they're death computers.
No, they'll be like, the iguana's like a dog. I'm like, a dog's like, just get a dog.
Yeah.
But no,
Why
you
you
listen
gotta
to
be weird about
because they
it?
listen to Depeche Mode and wear Jinko jeans. So you gotta fucking keep being unique.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty shitty way to go, like a Komodo dragon bite.
Yeah,
They're not
doesn't
actually
that-
venomous. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's a lot of
They have
like
infected
bacteria.
saliva.
Yeah.
Which it just feels like shitty venom.
Yeah,
It's what you get
It's like
before
getting
you get
sepsis.
venom.
Do you know what the only poisonous mammal on Earth is?
Platypus.
Women.
Venomous, but I screwed that up. But yes, it is platypus.
Platypus? They're venomous?
Yeah, they have like spines on the back
in the
of
flapper?
their back legs.
And they also
Oh.
lay eggs. What the fuck is up
That's
with
a
that
weird
fucking
fucking-
animal?
Yeah.
They're a mammal that lays eggs and also is venomous.
I think they're pretty fun.
They're pretty fun, but how are they also that lame looking? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you weird beaver.
They got all of that shit going on for them. You'd think they'd be more badass. But they're like, no, I'm just like a duck with a beaver on the end of it.
You were an Israeli soldier, and look at you now.
Thriving.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, he's got
Thriving. Are you
a
kidding
great
me?
joint in front of a fire, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. What
He's got great hair.
This time 4 years ago, I had no hair, not even no beard.
It was
and
that
I was,
recent.
Yeah. It was 5 years ago. I would be breaking into the kitchen to try to steal bread on a Friday night because in the Israeli army, you're not allowed to cook on Friday. So the kitchen is just like locked
What is that?
because it's Shabbat.
Shabbat.
You know?
I thought that was on Saturday.
Yeah, but it's like from Friday.
sundown?
It's from sundown to sun. It's from sundown to sundown. So
Okay.
it's like halfway through Friday, halfway through Saturday, but like like all of
So
Saturday.
why
really.
doesn't every army just attack you between those hours?
They did that once?
The
Oh,
6
did
Day
they?
War.
No, that was when we attacked them. Hell yeah! Shout out 6 Day War.
Shout out to friend of the pod.
Yeah, no, 73, 6 years after that, we were walking around with like our dicks swinging low, just like, we just crushed everyone in 6 days.
Sure.
And then they attacked us on Yom Kippur, which is essentially like, it's like our holiest day. No one was in base. We almost got wiped in 73. Also, the only time we had a female prime minister.
You guys are badass. It's a badass country.
Did you build the hut for Sukkot? Did you have a specific Sukkot hut?
Oh, we did, yeah, when I was a kid.
Was it? Yeah, did you really?
Yeah.
Did you go into it to do all your praying and eating?
No, I just hung out there sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I want a Sukkot hut.
You suck out these nuts, dude.
I'll still fucking present them, dog. Dude, I'll follow the biblical laws, dog.
these balls, dude.
Did you say Sukkot these balls?
I did. I said twice.
I'm gonna Sukkot your face.
So Seattle, let's keep this one. I'll keep this one shorter. I think we got too long with the last time. It was an absolute blast. Seattle, you're the best. We did a comedy show that was a nightmare. Where she texted me today. I need to tell her we're not going to be there tomorrow. We did a comedy show where the host did whale sounds and recited other comedians' jokes verbatim.
Specifically, Mitch Hedberg and Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
But then the audience was very bored because it was a very mixed crew. I mean.
Well, and anytime the host bombed, she would go, you know what, let's take 5 for drinks.
Yeah, I'll give this, like, the comics were not horrendous. It was just the room wasn't great.
Shout out Laura. Laura was great.
Laura was great.
Laura was great.
And then the room wasn't great, but yeah, admit it. Like many of those comics admitted, they were like, "Yeah, I've been just back at it for 3 months." I was like, obviously. And then she didn't light anyone appropriately, and then she just did her own bits in between.
She
and
did
it was
like 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've never been in a
between
comedy
every
show that
single
was given an intermission after 12 minutes of comedy. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But so when I went up, yeah, they were all, the front row was like people who knew her. They were all hammered and they were talking, and so I began to heckle them, and then they heckled me, and then I did 20 minutes of insult comedy,
which was very good.
it's very fun. We will upload that in the YouTube episode
Yeah,
for
it was
Seattle.
the first kill of the night.
It was a great time. We had a great time. All the other comics left because you are pussies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say that
Especially Laura.
if you decided to leave at that part, you are a pussy.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to see good comedy. You must have been ashamed. So that was fun. And then Omer got up and tried to see dicks and tits and everything else.
But you
I
wrote,
almost
you wrote
did.
it. You wrote it.
One thing that I said on the one that wasn't recorded, but
Yeah.
I think it's just a good point. I had a moment where I just knew like this is like a test for me. I usually stick to my script. Like I always do some crowd work, but I stick to my script and find ways back to it pretty well.
Right.
And this time I was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna go up there and do jokes after that just happened.
Yep.
So I was like gearing myself up.
It was fun watching you get amped up in the back. It was fun.
I was gone because the main audience member that I was insulting pulled me off the room when I got off stage, and then had a heart-to-heart with me, which became a couple of my insult jokes, unbeknownst to any of us, hit home pretty hard because something happened to him.
Surprisingly well, yes.
And then Matt, you were like one of my best friends over a 3D period. He's amazing, and amazing guy that we're going to see again, but owns a party boat company, owns a cigar shop, and the next day just
Ice
treated
cream
us
shop,
to
too.
one of the best. We haven't verified that. He just said there was an ice cream shop.
No, he owns. He said it was his.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't get ice cream, so it's kind of fucked. But we
what's up, Matt?
We started at Party Boats at 3 p.m. Cracked some beers, and then we drank beers, drank some wine, played party games.
Ivar's on Lake Union. He paid for the whole thing.
Huge meal, fish, more shots, more
2
drinks.
bottles of wine.
Yeah. Did some more drink games. Came back, smoked cigars until Omri fell asleep.
Yep.
I won in darts because I have my own darts with me because that's who I am. And then we went to another place. We ate a couple mushrooms.
I woke up. I just got
He woke up. He was good. Yeah. And we laughed and had a great time. Then he let us stay at an Airbnb.
Yep.
Omri and I had eaten some mushrooms, so we were having a good time. And then Omri, for some reason, began impulsively rubbing himself under.
Whoa.
We sleep.
Don't say it like that.
Not masturbation. We sleep in the same bed together, all of us, all the time.
Yep.
I can't sleep any other way now.
Yeah. No. It is what it is.
Because that's what boys do. Mm-hmm. And it's not gay. It's normal. You're gay for thinking that. But speaking of gay, Omri did rub. But it's not masturbation.
I was like bicycling on the bed. It was just.
I didn't know where this joke came from because I had left, and so you guys were making all these like rubbing and such. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It was very quiet, and then I just hear like this, just like it was rubbing. And I waited a minute, and I was like, "Are you rubbing?"
And I was just vibing. I was like, "Yeah, I am rubbing.
We felt
I'm
good.
establishing dominance over this premise."
Yeah, this Airbnb and just leaving his Israeli curly hairs all over it.
What?
Yeah, it was very small. It was just one room, but it was very
it was
nice.
essentially the size of like this. To
We
this
had to
wall.
be. He had a tenant coming in the next day. We had to pretend like no one was there. So I took a before picture of the bed to make it the next day. We didn't shower. We didn't touch shit. And then I once again
we brushed our teeth into the toilet to avoid staining the the sink.
And both of us still have remote jobs, and mine is a little bit more all over the place. So for probably the 9th morning, I woke up at like 8, blurry-eyed in my underwear with my Zoom call on video mute. Doing calls, just being like, "Oh yeah, Wi-Fi's a little rough, but the KPIs are looking good for this week." And just fucking, just wandering in my underwear, bumping into
another
shit.
morning in which I woke up and the first word I heard was deliverables.
God, I would have loved to have been there on the floor.
Yeah, where were you that night?
Couch,
You got laid that night.
I got laid. I got the first laid.
You had a good girl fun time.
I had a good girl fun time with an old fling. Good girl fun time.
Old girl, good fling.
And so, like, it was,
you had a OF.
Dude, it was
GGFT.
We were fucked up, so it was great. Like, see a girl I hadn't seen in a while, super cute.
She had good music choice.
Yeah, having a good time. We go to this like really cute little like cottage Airbnb.
She did say to me when she dropped me off at the restaurant, we were saying goodbye. She was like, "No, I'm going to go have sex with the love of my life."
And that is where it all began.
That is verbatim what she said.
Yeah. So we went back, and then she
Congratulations, Sam. I'm glad you found
Congratulations. GGFT.
Yeah. So anyway, like
You have to marry her.
Yeah, I think so. The best night I could probably you could pull out of that like Taco Bell. We took a bath, hooked
The
up.
best night you could pull out of that includes
you ate Taco Bell before a bath?
You ate Taco Bell before
sorry.
sex?
It's a bubble bath, dude.
We started with a hookup, then we had Taco Bell.
What'd you
then
get
we
from
took the
Taco
bath.
Bell?
Two cheesy gordita crunch and a Crunchwrap Supreme with a medium Baja Blast freeze.
You ate all that?
All of it.
What did she get?
She got all the vegan
salad.
shit. Yeah, she got potato soft shell tacos.
Oh, okay. So she kept it clean.
She kept it clean for me.
You didn't. Yeah, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't. But we had already hooked up, and she wasn't. So fast forward, I wake up crying.
Your own? Was it you? Were you the one
This
crying?
time it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
I wake up to crying, and she goes, I shouldn't have to be alone this long. And I was like, I moved to New York. I had to go to school. And she goes, no, I've been awake for 2 hours. I shouldn't have to be alone this long. And I was like, oh no.
This is a 1920s film.
It's going to be a bad day.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just crying and about how she doesn't think I'm going to marry her.
What did we do? We went to coffee shop?
In her defense, she was correct.
Yeah, she was correct.
She was crying about reality. At least you can give her that.
Yeah, she was actually right about everything.
Yeah, she was just like, oh my god, you're not going to marry me. And you weren't like, oh, you're wrong. You were like, yeah, but can you shut the fuck up about it?
And she had to get foot surgery.
Both feet.
I need to get 2 feet. I need to rethink some things, guys.
A borderline hilarious surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, and the way she told me too, like,
It was horrific.
she even said that it would be like chicken feet, where it's gonna curl her in.
It's like Chinese foot binding.
Yeah, but
But costs money.
save her life. Yeah,
Save her life?
she's got a whole bunch of other health problems too.
Yeah.
you
But she
know
eats
how to
Taco
pick 'em.
Bell.
Yeah,
Yeah, so shout out friend of the pod. So we stayed at John's house the one night.
Oh, yeah, we said
Where were you that night?
Friends?
I was at the friends that told me that that I failed.
Good friends.
John was cool. John didn't tell us we
yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
John
John-
was nice. We saw
John-
the homeless man we saw homeless man get blown that night.
We saw a homeless man get blown. We spent the last of the Robert money
Yeah.
on gas.
$97.
$97.
The car is shut down now about 5 times. It's actually an immense issue.
Yeah.
By the time
so if
this
any one of the
airs-
12 people...
Yeah, this is goddamn. This is a problem. Hopefully the clips reach tens of thousands again, and we can fucking bail me out, dude. Because tomorrow's gonna be rough. But no, it's good. Seattle was amazing. I love them all so much. And then we stayed with Brandon, one of their other friends. Dude just gave us his penthouse apartment for 2 nights while he hung out with his girlfriend Betty Fair.
He also
He's a great
came
guy.
back from his job
Yeah.
as a union project manager
on giant projects.
on giant projects,
Yeah.
and was like, "You guys want steak and eggs?"
And we did, and he
Yeah.
made them.
And he made
and then we
us-
drank some Bloody Marys.
That he also made us.
I was also still working, technically.
Yes.
If my employer ever finds this, I do my job.
I was making jokes about how hard I was writing his Wi-Fi that day.
Yeah.
Because I had one of those days where I have to just work, and for me, work sometimes means just fucking around with like 100
He was so happy to
gigabytes.
just be kicking it with the guys.
boys.
Yeah.
Just
He-
having boys time.
He was just like, I get to get high with my boys
Yeah.
at 2 p.m. And we were like, well, you know what? You do.
This is amazing. Then
Yeah.
we did wrestle, and Sam's knee still hurts.
Still hurts. I made a rookie
welcome.
BJJ mistake.
Rookie BJJ
capitalized.
mistake.
Yep.
Better than a rookie BJ mistake. And
Yeah.
then we, which we'll get to, and then we did get lost,
got lost.
that night because we wanted to hit the bar. Bars were closed. We lost for an hour because we didn't remember where the apartment was. It was very cold.
I
Yeah.
ran. Sam cut himself.
I cut
Not-
myself. I cut
not
myself-
on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
I made another dumb move. I tried to get up on a fence. Fence cut my finger.
Right.
And then then Omri and I spent the next hour angrily walking around while somebody got on a little zip scooter and decided to show the homeless population of Pioneer Square
Dude,
what Speed Racer was all
the same
about.
3 groups of homeless people were under an alcove, and I would just be like, and I'd go past, and then I would skid to a stop, like Akira, and then I would rip past them
Yeah,
again.
Akira. That's
And they were looking out. Because this is late for them.
It's like 3:30 in the
That's
morning.
late. That's they shelter down. They're very
I mean, it's
exhausted.
late for anyone. It was late for us.
Well,
that's
and
the way
sheltering
it
down is holding out an overcoat while two other people
Yeah.
shoot heroin.
They're like bats. That's when they all have to huddle to get warmth.
Yeah.
And so they were terrified of me. So I was just ripping back, and I was playing like Flow Rider from my phone in my back
Yeah.
pocket.
And what that looked like to us was him pointing out the right apartment and me going, no, there's no way. And then
way.
every once in a while just seeing a little light in the distance. And then we would turn a corner and we'd see you at the wrong apartment building with a door that is obviously working, trying to shove the key fob into the corner.
And going like, we need to go that way. When I'm like, no, but if we remember, it's
and then
actually
we'd be like,
that
no,
way.
Dennison, and then you'd...
Yeah.
I was the scout.
Yeah.
You were a bad scout.
That's how the South lost the Civil War.
You scouted for 45 minutes, and your only like takeaway from that was, how about we go further away from where we started?
But no, to
how
be
about
fair,
we go back to the place where we originally
I'm
got
the one who
lost from?
deciphered the apartment. We agreed, but I deciphered
That's
it.
true. I have to eat crow, though, and say that we would have been there a lot sooner if I hadn't shut down Omri as much as I did.
Yeah. So that was fun. Anyways, Seattle was fucking blast. And then we saw them. We were too tired to hang out much. We had the worst show we've ever had, which was in Portland. You suck.
Yeah.
You know who you are. You're dog shit host. It was a dog shit show. And so then we ended up heckling again because I hated all of you and I insulted most of you.
We're
and
all a
none
bunch
of
of
you.
chunguses.
I went up there.
None of you
I
defended
mostly
yourselves, which is why you're fucking
insulted
soy
my
boys.
cousins.
I made fun
which
of
was
some
very
woman's
fun.
haircut because it was shitty. And I made fun of a kid who looked like a school shooter because he did.
And the other comics
owned
that
the place.
comics that went up and did what I thought was DM'd you and were like, thank you.
Oh yeah, no, they liked it. There was a couple cool comics who DM'd us. We're still friends. Fans, we made 3 fans. They follow us. And then there was a girl who went over the light by about 10 minutes to play a kazoo
Oh my God.
and to read a multiple choice book.
To take the crowd through a
Multiple choice
choose
book.
your own adventure
I mean, she
book.
held the book and read it.
Early 90s dating, like young teen dating, that she started needlessly by gender swapping everyone and then giving up 3 minutes to her, like, you know what, it's a man.
And she ran the light by like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I was watching that, and I was watching like the host going like, he gave her this amount of time.
It's King Chungus.
Oh, sorry. I'm not,
That's a they, them. Yeah,
I'm
please
sorry.
use they, them.
Yeah, sure. They gave her this amount of time, and then they went up and were like, well, she ran the light, so she bans
Also,
from this show.
I will say the
who's never
host found a cheat code. If you have man tits, you can just call yourself they them. I didn't know that was an option because he was squeezing those puppies out of a schmedium. They were perky.
Yes.
I've had exes with sadder tits than King Chungus had. Ripping out of that tie-dye shirt.
That guy's living life's a chungus till you dungus. You
Yeah,
know what
if
I'm
I
saying?
get too fat, just call me they, them, and zer. And then when I cut weight, you better go back to sir.
Yeah,
real quick.
That's how that goes now.
Real quick.
The more fit you are, the closer you get to she, her, and he.
1,000%. That's what I'm just gonna do that to people and be like, I'm sorry, they. They'll be like, what? I'm like, I just can't tell.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Ethan's gonna be so mad.
Just fucking a chubby chick. Just fucking a chubby chick. Yeah, take that, baby. They. Yeah, take that, baby.
I'm gonna do
They.
that Planet Fitness from now on.
Just refer to everyone as they, them.
Like, you have not earned a pronoun yet.
You're not a singular.
Yeah, until you've earned your masculinity
you're
and or your
plural.
femininity. Boy, I'm gonna exploit the system that way.
Oh
That's
my God.
I enjoy that.
More systems for Dennison to
So that
exploit.
show
Yeah.
was dog
Jesus.
shit, and then because we were upset, we ate mushrooms. For this time, they gave me too many mushrooms, and
They
then we
gave
went
both of us too many mushrooms.
strip club karaoke, which was a blast, and the
That was
women
very
were
fun.
beautiful, and the singers were great. We met more cool people, but then we got too high to drive the car back until you didn't.
Until we weren't
made it home fine.
Yeah, until no one was actually.
Good thing the car didn't shut down that night.
Oh my God, that would have been not good.
Yeah, so
would've
they
been
were
not
gorgeous. And then today I reached out to one of the friends we made who was very nice, and I said, could we have you and one of the dancers on the pod? And he left me on scene, which is awkward.
Yep.
And I feel uncomfortable now. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
And now we have news for next week.
Oh, we have a holiday coming
We
up.
have a holiday coming up.
Yeah.
On April 2nd, we are celebrating. We are celebrating Sam's 10 years sobriety from heroin.
Is it 10?
It'll be 10 years, April 2nd, 2013 at 2:15 a.m.
And for that reason, and that reason alone, we got some shirts.
Got
made.
some t-shirts made.
The
t-shirts
woman who
made.
made these was not happy.
She was
incredibly attractive
incre-
and very sweet.
professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very professional.
She kept
Do we shout out the
Yeah, Big Frog.
Big
Big
Frog.
Frog in Beaverton.
Big Frog,
Big Frog,
Beaverton.
Big Frog in
Beaverton.
Beaverton.
You can see the bottom of the screen. We just gave them your URL. Please.
All right.
For me, in the classic collegiate style.
Yeah. I'll hold the mic.
Yeah, thank you.
10 years, no
10 years.
heroin.
No
April
he-
2nd to question mark.
In the creepiest font we can
I
find.
didn't know the question
then-
mark. Yeah, let's flip it around.
A peak picture. Sammy boy. Keyed on dope. Look at that guy.
Off the horse and on
That's
the
all
wagon.
Omri.
Yep.
Off the horse and
That's
on the
a
wagon.
really good.
Okay.
That's a good shirt.
That's mine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go to Omri's.
I go to Omri's. What size is Omri's?
Large. Come on.
What the fuck? Suck my dick.
Omri is with the heroin addict.
He is with the
He
opiate.
is the
I'm
heartbeat
with-
of this.
Yeah.
Yep. I am.
He's loving.
I am
good.
with the opiate addict.
Good.
No,
Coming soon to a merch shop near you.
Dennison.
Wait, is mine different?
Actually, you know what? Dennison, would you mind opening this yourself?
Okay, yeah, let me do this.
Yeah,
Alright,
you open this one.
watch out for my beer. Okay, so we've got a.
Yep.
Okay. So I haven't seen this shirt yet. I don't know what it says.
He's also with the opiate addict. Both of them.
Yeah.
I'm with the opiate addict.
But you can see
Oh,
the
check
arrow.
out the arrow goes both ways. We found a very good arrow.
I do love drugs. These are great shirts, guys. I'm pumped about these.
Yeah, coming soon to a merch shop near you.
Should we
I'm
wear
with
them
the
now or
opiate
waiting?
addict, and I'm with the opiate addict parentheses opiate addict edition.
This will be on our merch store. That's
Yes.
not a bit. We will have these on the
Yeah.
merch store. I'm glad that I have the flexibility to be the user or the friend,
Exactly.
Yeah.
which is most of my life.
We're just looking out for you, buddy.
Cool, thank you. Sam, how does it feel to be to have 10 years coming up?
Feels fucking stupid. I should just go back to it.
It feels weird, man. It feels like it wasn't me. Like it feels like somebody gave me a PowerPoint of somebody else's memories and was like, "Remember when you were 15 and doing heroin?"
Well, it's funny you say that because I have been writing my essays. You just finished your pilot. Also, congrats.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see you start pitching it.
Which has nothing to do with opiates, as far as I
Has
remember.
everything
It has
to do with
everything.
opiates.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
almost
then
entirely
I am
based
thinking
on it.
about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You have to. Here's the thing. Over here is opiate addicts think about nothing else.
Yeah. It's over.
It's
Once-
a good time.
Yeah, once if you're out there and you think, "Oh my god, that's so bad. Oh, the guy that I know or the girl that I know never will ever think about opiates again." They miss it. They love it. It's all they think about always.
When your uncle is holding his newborn nephew in his arms,
Yeah.
he was thinking, "This is cool, but I'd rather be doing heroin."
Yeah. He's like, "Wow, the love of my life, this
No.
newborn child." Still doesn't beat heroin.
So I don't know about you, but in my essays I start from child and then it goes to my wilderness program. How many days total were you in treatment,
Around 100.
including the halfway house?
Halfway house. I was there for like almost a year, but that's a different story.
So actual
I chose
inpatient.
to go into the halfway house.
All right, so actual inpatient about 100.
About 100 days.
So I was gone for 14 months. Yours was intense, and we won't go through everything because we'll do the side
Yeah.
episode. I have been writing my essays on wilderness and then Arizona, and then it goes to my other life. And as I've been writing it, your memories come up, and you do forget it happened. That's the wild part, is because it's so foreign to anyone else. Like, I have never met anyone in my entire life who went to over a year of therapeutic boarding schools in wilderness. I found people who have been in different sorts of programs. But so your brain doesn't know how to process it because you've done something and it's gone. So writing those things, it feels like it's someone else. Like I feel like I'm lying about it.
Well, yeah, it makes you question. It does that thing where you're like, "Oh man, I've been telling that story for so long," and then you have to question, "Is that my story?
Yeah,
Is that a story that I fabricated, or
Yeah.
is that something that I massaged a little bit to get like a little bit more of a pop?"
Yeah.
And then you have to really dig back and like distill and go, "Okay, like," and that is the challenging part of it. Is like, okay, am I willing to now open up and go like, this is what really happened, even if it doesn't make you look good
Yep.
at all.
And your brain doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Your brain fought for a long time to get that shit massaged so you could survive. Because the cognitive dissonance of remembering how bad it was, like there's a couple things that I'm going to include in the essay where I've never admitted it to anyone. And I keep thinking like, it's so horrific, do I put it on paper?
It's so funny that you say that because, like, I love my mom to death. You're the number one. I love you.
Thank you, Nancy.
She included shit in her book, but she, like, didn't clear it by me. And so she's like, my book is getting I'm going to do the same and getting published. And then I'm reading it, and the chapter is like, what happened next door? And I'm like, what do you mean what happened next door? And I'm like, do you mean what I think about what happened next door? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I want people to know that.
I bet I know what that's about.
Yeah.
You don't have to say.
I won't. You can pick it up on your own.
So I'm gonna see my friend.
my mom's
buy my
book.
mom's book.
Yo, shout out Karen Byers from Ivy, from Poppies to Ivy. She's not a writer, but I love her to death.
From Poppies to Ivy is my favorite. The used EP. Anyway, so we'll get off. We'll do a special sode about it. We'll do a side sode, but just congrats on
You don't
10
have
years.
to end every word with a
I love it.
with pod or show.
I can't, dude. I do it when I'm on dates. And I was just like, "Do you want another drink sode?" Special tequila.
Yeah, you want to do like a part 2?
Yeah.
You want to get like another? You want to do like a part 2 of this fucking shit?
But I'm glad to see that you've stayed sober for 10 years.
Shout out Northwest Behavioral Healthcare Services
from
in
Opie's
Gladstone,
to
Oregon.
Ivy to Kamchatka.
Yeah.
We heard another man's podcast when we were at the bar celebrating his sobriety.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, it was a bunch of soy boys. This goes back to my. I'm glad we can re-record this part.
So
I don't like soy boys. I don't like them. I'm done with them.
Is that the part you
Okay,
were
but what
most
is it?
upset wasn't recorded?
So, like, no-
yes, you going like I like my men masculine.
Yeah, I'm glad we skipped over all the parts where I said teens are hot.
I don't think anybody likes soy boys but dominatrixes. Why don't you specifically like soy boys?
Because, all right, top overview. I would say personally, I was a pushover when I was young, and that probably led me to being bullied and then drugs, and then I overcompensated. But it also bothers me because I just hate having conversations with men that aren't men anymore, and they're just an amalgamation of things that they watch.
So like
hear,
a
and
guy that
consume.
would say sorry to you when you cut him in line.
Yeah, I have no respect for you. You're done.
Has
You're done.
anyone ever done that?
Yes, to me, many times.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it happens if you. It's compulsive because I think we're just, people are used to saying sorry, but that's happened where people will be like, yeah, like I cut in front of them, like, oh, I'm sorry, I think I was up next. And I'm like, are you up next?